Lucky Lefty podcast. Man. Twitter is on fire this morning for so many reasons. It's for the culture. One corner, we got Meg the Stallion. Another corner, we got Kyrie. Another corner, we got 21 Savage and Drake. And another corner, we got Ye and Hove catching strays. It's crazy. But it's for the Culture Friday. And gosh darn it, it's Clemson week, baby. Right. It's Clemson week. Lucky Lefty podcast. Shaun Davis at SD2 Mics. That dude, the original Lucky Lefty, Malik Zaire 8. We are brought to you by Onora Whiskey. OnoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey. OnoraWhiskey.com. And if you drink, you got to make sure that you drink
responsibly.
This week, Marcus Freeman has to drink some Onora if they win. That's what we tell them. Send the message, man. That's right. You got to cap it off. The nightcap has to be Onora. We know he drinks it. Just make sure that he drinks that Onora after the dub on Saturday night. It's so crazy, man, because it's a lot going on. We'll get to this matchup. We talked about this matchup all week. And I think with each passing day, we have become more confident and felt a little bit better about the chances that Notre Dame has to come up with what you most would deem the upset victory over Clemson at home. We talked about Drew Pine. We talked about the direction of the program and what we're happy about with the program thus far. Today, we're going to go and allow you, Malik, to give you 3 keys, but then we're going to flip the script. All right? Okay. We're going to allow Malik to give his script, his offensive script to start the game to go against the Clemson Tigers. And it should be interesting. But I want to go back to the theme of this week in a video that I have listened to over and over again, because I think it speaks to how far the head coach for the Fighting Irish has come in a short period as the head coach. He talked about this on Monday.
Victories, they do 2 things for you, really. One, they get you a great feeling. And anybody in this room that's been victorious, no matter what you've done, you get a feeling, an emotional feeling of being victorious. The other thing it builds confidence. Those 2 things are important, and that's the chase that we all have, is to chase that feeling of being victorious, but also that confidence, and that's what losing sometimes does, is it takes away confidence, right? You obviously don't get the feeling, but you take away confidence. But there's a lot of lessons you learn from failures, and that's what I told our team. The challenge is to, within a win, right? We know we're going to get that great feeling of being victorious. You're going to gain confidence, but, can you take some of those lessons that you learned from failures and the ability to be selfless, the ability to be urgent in fixing our mistakes, the ability to be really intentional in our work, all those things really come to fruition when you lose, right? And so the challenge for us is to continue to be able to have victories and to get that reward, but also continue to have that sense of urgency that you have during the failures, And so what would a win like this do for our program? It's going to continue to help us gain confidence in what we're doing, who we are. But it also, man, it's that emotional feeling that you get when you're victorious, man. There's no better feeling in the world.
Would it provide you any sort of reassurance that what you're trying to build is working, given how good they are?
Yeah, it's confidence, right? And reassurance, confidence, all the same word, right? And that, it's I have a belief in what we're doing. I think what I've learned in these 8 games is that it's never as you plan, right? Is that you have those bumps in the road that you have to kind of figure out and really learn as a leader. Okay, this is what you thought you should do. Now, how do you adjust, right? Not just, I said this after the game, not just trust the process. How do you fix it, right, to get those results that you want? And so, with a win versus Clemson, help me build confidence in the things we do? Absolutely. You know, that's what victories do.
Scale of 1 to 10, how big is this game for Marcus Freeman?
It's up there. It should be up there to where a championship game would be, whether it be in the playoffs or national championship, or even up there with Ohio State. I think it's on a scale from 1 to 10, it's probably 9, especially for how we can finish in this season in the recruiting, how we can finish this season in a positive light. And this is a great rebound from where we started. I think this is a great milestone to look back on at the end of the season, winning this game on where we came from. It's a great storyline. Lost to the number 1 team in the country, bounced back after losing to Stanford by beating the number 4 team in the country after that. I think that's a great arc to end on a USC, which I believe would be top 10 when it's all said and done. So to beat 2 top 10 teams after coming out and looking like how they did against Ohio State and Marshall and Stanford, I think will show why Notre Dame made the right choice for Marcus Freeman, where it can go, and those recruits can also trust that you may be down, but you're not out with Marcus Freeman, and guys also that he's going to put guys in the right position. And I think that's all you want to see from a season that has no expectation of winning a national championship.
And it's very interesting that he talked about his vision, but also earlier in the week, he talked about Notre Dame being the team that they need to be at this moment, not necessarily the team that they will be in the coming years. And that gives a sense of hope. And hope is very important, right? You know, it's important for this fan base. It's important for this program. It's important for this team this year. They haven't lost hope. And I think that's what you're pointing out. They have yet to let go of the rope, and they want to take a big step. They took one last week on the road against Syracuse, and they want to take another massive step on Saturday night and gain the control on a season that was kind of spinning out of control and kind of reestablish, we're a good team. We're just as good as we showed opening night or opening weekend against Ohio State. And now you're going to see that consistently. And this is the task at hand. And it doesn't matter if the quarterback room is right. It doesn't matter if the other rooms are up to par. That's to come. But they have an opportunity to prove that 2020 wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
There is no Trevor Lawrence to be part of that narrative where, Trevor Lawrence didn't play. All right. The same dude that threw for 400, he's on the field. We're going to beat him again. And there's no excuse. That's going to go a long way.
It's definitely going to go a long way. And I think it's just more importantly, the excitement that the fan base can still have in a season that we're fortunate to have the schedule we do. This schedule is not heavy in the front, weak in the end, or it's really heavy throughout, because even in the games where you least expected, the Stanfords, the Marshalls, the Cows, the UNLVs have all been games, and I think that keeps us in the mode of we can't relax, which is why we can roll into a Syracuse on an away game and be impressive and score 41 points. And then we can translate that and be ready to play at home against a top 5 team in the country. I think it's what Marcus Freeman, his vision on what he wanted to see the team, and this is the right opportunity to take advantage of that moment so the team can buy more into what he's building in the program. I mean, this is a program boost and win over a team that's very similar. I mean, we've talked about it. Dabo's talked about it. We already know who we are. We're going to play to the level of our competition, and that's not always a bad thing because it means that we're going to be in the game. And this is a game we're going to be in the game in this one, just like we were when we played them with Ian Book. So I think who's going to make the plays? Ian Book made some great plays at the end of that game. He fumbled. He got it back, made a touchdown. He ran it in. I mean, without those, we wouldn't have been able to win. So what is Drew Pine going to bring to that table when everything is even? Run game may be even. They may have a beat on our pass game. But the de facto difference is what is Drew Pine going to do in those 3 or 4 plays that can change the game?
Lucky Lefty podcast, where you answer my next question, which was, what does Drew Pine have to do to put his imprint on this matchup? We're not asking much each week. We say, Drew Pine, give us 220, 2 touchdowns, and no turnovers. We'll roll with that. We're going to win the game. Similar things, but you're talking about big plays when it matters, because there's going to be some point late in the third and in the fourth quarter where he has to make a play and be the difference. Can he do that?
Yeah. Can he do that? Because the game is a talent versus talent. We don't have the luxury of being able to rely on guys and just hand the ball left and right. There's going to have to be some 50-50 balls thrown, and our guys are going to have to show up, and the ball's going to have to be in the right spot for us to make the play. The best pass always beats the perfect defense, and I think that Drew Pond is going to have to give us a few. I do think he's going to be supported through the running game, but it's going to be even more crucial to be able to execute on your passes for the running game, to get those guys out of the box, loosen up that box some, because this is a stout front seven. This is not the front sevens that we've seen in the past. Not that we're going to have a problem. I'm sure they're going to make plays and we're going to make plays, but that's what good on good looks like. I think we're very underrated to be unranked coming into the game, because we're not going to play like an unranked team versus team. They know that. I think they're a little weary of the fact that they can't just come in here and think they're going to steamroll anybody, even if we're not ranked. So that's an interesting dynamic going into this, because winning this game would, in my opinion, make it more of a rivalry. But, I mean, we're relying on the 5'9" guy from Connecticut. So we'll see what happens against two 5-star, highly rated guys.
Notre Dame ranked 7th nationally in rush attempts and 13th in rushing average since the North Carolina game. That's 220 yards rushing per game. They run the ball 233 times, Lee, since the North Carolina matchup. Now, Clemson has 2 weeks to prepare for this run game. So we might as well go to your keys. These are Malik's 3 keys to the game, brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. You have a Clemson team ranked 4th in the nation coming in with everything on the line. The college football playoffs are on the line in this matchup. Dabo Swinney speaking highly of Notre Dame, being impressed with the way they've been able to recover under Marcus Freeman, hearkening back to his time when he started at Clemson and the struggles that he had and the respect he has for this team, the talent, the offensive line, the running backs, the tight end. All of that said, what's the 3 keys to beating Clemson on Saturday night?
The 3 keys to beating Clemson, one of them, and one of the most important, is we have to have more explosive plays than them. If we can have non-explosive plays, I think that gives us a perfect opportunity. If you had to write it on paper, that we're having great stats in the run game, we're having great stats in the pass game. The non-explosive plays can come from either the run game or the pass game. Hopefully they come through the pass, because I know if they come through the pass, we'll have a great day running the football. So non-explosive plays or more explosive plays than Clemson is the first thing. The second thing is, let's steal a couple turnovers on special teams. I think with it being such a heavy loaded offense and a heavy loaded defense on both ends, special teams always plays a factor in these games. And let's see if we can steal a possession. I think we've been looking really good. Clarence Lewis blocking stuff. We got some block field goals on the season. We got some good things going on in special teams that I think we can catch them by surprise and steal an extra possession on offense, maybe to kill some clock or maybe to get some points before half or the end of the game. So special teams turnover was going to play a factor in this. And then lastly, this is the second chance for Isaiah Fauski to be the guy that we think he can be. He's got to have a day. I want to see Isaiah Fauski have 3+ sacks, maybe a forced fumble. Shoot, he like dropping in coverage, get a pick. He's got to be the problem on the defense in this game for his own sake, for the sake of why he came back and what we believe he can do once he turns on, how it can resonate with the rest of the defense that can fly around if he just becomes that dominating force on a day like he wants to prove to himself. You know, they're going to run the football. They're going to throw the football. this is a great chance for him to show why he came back and why he's still a top draft pick. So he starts to be the problem on defense. I know that secondary is going to kick in. I know the linebackers are going to respond well, and the D-line is going to feed off of that with the Amendola brothers, et cetera, et cetera. So those are my 3 keys. Special teams turnover, change the game, getting more explosive plays than Clemson, hope 9 if it's not that. And then last but not least, Isaiah Foskey, big day, 3+ sacks or first fumble, pick, change the game, and it'll help the defense keep them below the average of what they usually score.
Those are your big plays, not your big plays. Those are your Malik's 3 keys, brought to you by Onora Whiskey. Big plays, special teams, Isaiah Foskey. Speaking of Isaiah Foskey, things have changed recently. UNLV, Syracuse, he's become that dude, and he talked about what's been the difference earlier this week.
My mindset, like working after practice and not just working on the run game part of it, but working on pass rush. But I feel like going into the season, everyone was like knocking me off for my run blocking or run defending. So I feel like I was really working on run defending throughout the season. And then once I finally worked on just pass rush, that's when everything started clicking and everything started going way to win.
We needed pass rush from game 1, bro.
Yeah. From game 1. I don't know why you waiting until now.
Skip listening to the scouts. Be you. Go get the Go get the quarterback, dude. Go get the quarterback. Let the linebackers do their job in the run game.
Yeah.
Go get that quarterback. That's what's needed, especially this week. Now, early in the week, we were being told that it was going to end up being a pretty good night, weather-wise. The closer we get to the game, it's predicted rain in the South Bend area for the majority of the day. It's going to be pretty windy by the time it turns to evening. And don't forget, this weekend, all clocks go back an hour. Don't forget that. I don't want you guys walking in and work late Sunday morning if you have to go, or Monday morning. Make sure you turn your clocks back this weekend. So special teams could play. John Sott, with that win, is going to be huge. Blake Groupie, he's going to be called upon to make a clutch field goal. With that win, swirling in Notre Dame Stadium, it can be tricky, right? But you should have the home field advantage and know how to operate in that win.
That's right.
Clemson has a really good place kicker. It's going to be very interesting to see how both of these teams handle the win and what they ask of their quarterbacks in an environment that might be misty, might be wet, might be a little sloppy. Does it change the game plan? You want Notre Dame to be aggressive early. Does that take some of that aggression away? How do you think the weather plays into this? If at all?
I mean, it's a classic Notre Dame weather type of game. I think Clemson, we've played them in a tsunami, literally. So in terms of weather games, it doesn't seem to affect either team as much as it's nothing worse than the conditions that we played them in 2015. So this is just an opportunity to just heighten why it's such a good game between Notre Dame and Clemson during this generation, because we know it hasn't been all the time because Clemson just started getting good. Even though that's a little shade, that's true. We've been here doing this. So for us, I think it's really cool to see why and give us more credit. Boost us up a little bit. Yeah, we beat them in the rain. Got our lick back. They beat us in the tsunami. We beat them in the rain. It was windy, special teams, the kicker that they said was so good. It was just curving to the left a little bit. We need some of that excitement about what we do. So I do think that this is an opportunity, man, that we can turn this whole season around and make it something for the better.
I like this comment by Mike. He says there is massive chatter about the Clemson fan base possibly presenting a larger representation tomorrow. If this is the case, it's a sad statement on the state of football in South Bend. I mean, it's not a sad case because it's been going on since the 2000 game against Nebraska. I mean, people with tickets choose financial gain over their fandom. They can sell their tickets for a profit, so they sell them.
Yeah.
Right? And South Bend is not exactly Notre Dame is not the team for the entire state.
No.
You know what I mean? Like Tennessee is Tennessee's football program.
Yes.
Georgia is the state of Georgia's football program. Alabama is the state of Alabama's football program. Auburn, it's a little pushback.
Yeah, but they get a lot of turnout.
Yeah, Texas, the state of Texas, their main. I mean, Notre Dame is the best football program in the state, but Purdue is in the Big Ten. Indiana's in the Big Ten. You know, they don't control the entire state. So the fan base is not as Clemson is South Carolina. You know, so the fan bases are different.
Yeah.
Right? We talk about how international of a brand Notre Dame is. That's beautiful, but that's part of the reason that it's not part of the reason. It's a need that it is international, right? Because of the way things are set up. So you start winning national championships, things will change because people don't want to give away their tickets.
Right. Right. But
they want to be there.
Every time they just play the odds and be like, oh, we'll probably lose the Clemson one because we're 10 and whatever every week. Yeah. So I don't have to go to that one. You know, I can make some good money off of it and we can watch it at home and lose.
Yeah.
Waste of time.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, that's the trend has been happening and it's been happening for a while. And it's a matter of winning, not winning to the point where you're a good program. I mean, let's be honest. You brought it up, right? There is an expectation when someone like a Drake or a Jay or a Nas drops an album, right? And if they do what they do, more than likely it's going to be good.
Yeah.
You know, but will you be listening to it a month from now? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Notre Dame fans expect 9-10 wins every year.
Yeah.
Like anything below that is like, yo.
We need somebody
we need to have a discussion. Absolutely.
We need somebody fired.
So the next step is you want the fan base to kind of value what's going on and become, you know, more interested in what's going on, start winning championships. That's what you have to do. Start winning championships, because if you don't, they have shown you that the interest in big games has not been there and that they value this over making an impact for their team. You know, is it sad? I can't be mad. It's a look, man. I went to the All-Star game in 2003, was blessed. I'm blessed to get tickets or have access to tickets pretty much every year. And I went there in 2000, I think it was 2004, if I'm not mistaken, out in LA, and got to a fight with my best friends because they wanted to go to the game and I wanted to sell the tickets. They didn't cost me anything, but I knew I could flip them for $400 or $500 a piece.
Easily.
That was a come up for me.
I'm like, y'all don't want to get this money, man?
I'm like, dude, I'll split it with you.
Yeah, like we can get the what?
No, they're talking about
y'all some experienced homies. I can't hang with y'all. I just like experiences. That's cool.
I mean, we literally, I'm talking, these are my boys, man.
And
My
they
boy.
really wanted to
He
go.
almost ended up scrapping in West Hollywood, an apartment. Real talk. Like
I ain't come over out here to sell no
styrofoam,
tickets, Shaun. I ain't
Dude.
come over out here to sell nobody tickets, man. I'm trying to go, man.
styrofoam plates of Roscoe's getting flipped, bro. Casper mad. And I'm like, man, look, dude, I don't give a man. I can do this every year.
He was like, man, F the game.
And then the dunk contest was like, I think Jason Richardson won the dunk contest, bro. It wasn't even like Vince or somebody like that. It was just like, man, we do still
You
to
trying to
this day.
rationalize why the money's so much better than going. And they just like, man, we gotta go.
Man,
They probably was trying to get right with the honeys and pop out a little bit, you know.
yo, I had tickets to the Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, the game. The Sunday game, the tickets, dude, the seats we had were third row behind the Lakers bench where the tunnel is, where they walk off.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Those are the seats I was trying to pop off for like $800 a piece. I was told the Friday night tickets I could probably pop off for like a couple of hundred. Saturday night I could pop off for like $5. That's $1,500 a ticket.
Wow.
$1,500 for everybody walking away. $1,500 for all three of us. Man, I want to go to the game. Jason Richardson in the dunk contest. What?
What? I love Jason Richardson. Shout out to the Golden State Warriors.
And it's an argument till this day.
Still upset about it.
You can add he's a forever member. Excuse me, Jason Richardson is a forever member of the Petty Train, though. He didn't have to do Steve Nash like that.
I mean, you know.
Come on, fam. You know, not your teammate's wife, dog. You don't do that, bro.
See, but that's like, you know, that's a close. It's like, how did
on the Petty Train?
They too close. They all too close.
So let's get back to it, man. I'm interested in hearing your offensive game plan. The Clemson defense has 2 weeks to prepare for you, Lee. 2 weeks. Get ready to flip and stick to the script right here, Lucky Lefty Podcast. Script it out for us, Lee. How are we going to be aggressive and attack this Clemson defense early?
Are we going to be stubborn and force it to Michael Mayer in the event that they got guys that can, I'm not saying take him out of the game, but they got guys that would force a quarterback to go somewhere else? And is Drew Pine going to be comfortable with that? I think he has ample amount of weapons that he's been working with throughout, you know, the season here and there with Jaden Thomas. Hopefully gets Tobias Merriweather more active. But this is a game for the receivers. This is a game where I would throw the ball for matchups to get first downs against their DBs. I think we have better receivers. There's an opportunity where the run game is going to be not stalemated, but it's going to have its ups and downs. But we can make a difference, you know, on those crucial passes, maybe a first down, like he likes to throw it on first down. But we can win some one-on-ones. We want to see some release packages. We want to see Tobias in some one-on-ones because we know that Clemson not spending 2 weeks getting ready for us to let Michael Mayer go crazy. Tommy's smart enough. Hopefully Tommy knows, and he's like, all right, let's go to him, but let's not die on him. This is not a game to die on 87 because they'll get ugly quick. Drew Pine has to be comfortable not dying on these. You better spend 30 minutes. You spent 10 last week, spend 30 this week. Tell Michael Mayer to hit the showers. Make everybody stay after and just work with Lorenzo Styles, Jay Thomas, Braden Lindsey, all of those guys. Tobias, y'all stay after. Let 87 hit the training room, get his little whatever he does after, and we get to work. The trust factor has to be there because it may be 10 times in the game where it's called upon, where we have to get something going on offense or needs a momentum pusher outside of 87 or the run game. And those are the plays that's going to count late in the game and in the red zone. So if we're able to establish at least some threat, we ain't got to be the force. We got to be the threat. At least they'd be like, all right, let's look alive now. They might throw it outside to somebody else. That's going to help us do and complement us in what we know we're going to run, and that's the football. We're going to run that football. So as many things you can complement to go to that are definites that we can go to support that run game and play action game, that's what I think is going to happen.
Lucky Lefty Podcast. That is Stick to the Script, brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey. For the Culture Friday right here, once again, Lucky Lefty Podcast. At the end of the show, we will put the studio link. So we'll have some fans jump on and give us their predictions and thoughts on this weekend's game. We'll probably do that in about 10 minutes here. Let's go through this weekend, Left. I don't even know if huge, big, humongous, massive. I don't know if I can find a correct adjective to talk about this matchup in between the hedges. Georgia welcomes in number 1 Tennessee. Jalen Hyatt, Hendon Hooker. They get Tillman back at the wide receiver position. We know how explosive they are, but that defense can be had. And it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Georgia tries to give Stetson Bennett the ball or whether or not they just line up behind that big offensive line and they have their own three-headed monster at running back and just kind of control the game and keep Hendon Hooker and that offense on the sideline. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not Georgia feels like they can go blow for blow offensively or whether or not they try to, use their running game to kind of neutralize what Tennessee wants to do offensively.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I think the style of which Tennessee has with the players they have running it makes it real complicated because it's almost like a triple option offense. You got so many space. You have a lot of space, and you can do many things within a play. I think in order to counteract something like that, you got to have dudes, and you have to be able to tackle. Georgia has dudes and guys that will be able to tackle. So it's going to make it real interesting to see how Hyatt does against guys that's going to be there and they can tackle after the catch. You may get there, but they can tackle. So I think that it's going to be something that is a challenge for Kirby Smart that's different than the Alabama challenge because that's just good on good. This is a good scheme versus good. So I think that Georgia does have the better team, but Tennessee has a great scheme with good players, which is another combination that you can ride a long way. I think a lot about my offense. We have a great scheme with a bunch of players that it just makes it challenging for another team if you don't have a bunch of guys. Like if you have like one or two guys that are really solid, it's just not going to be enough because you got to have everybody involved. So Tennessee is an offense. You got to have everybody be active. Corners got to tackle to the nose tackle and everybody in between. You can't just have superstars here and there. So I think it's going to be a tighter game than the Alabama one was. But I think Tennessee has a better quarterback. So I think Stetson Bennett or Benson or Benyai, I think he's going to have a tough battle against a Tennessee defense that's just good enough to cause havoc. Like Alabama's defense was tough. Tennessee's defense just good enough. They don't give you enough problems. They may cause a turnover here and there, get you a couple 3-and-outs, just enough to get the offense back on the field. And I think Hendon Hooker should ride and be feeling disrespected that he was put 5th behind Will Levis or whatever his name is from Kentucky.
I'm confused that Will Levis is like the second-ranked quarterback class.
Behind Hendon Hooker and what he's doing, that's right.
Now, he was highly ranked, started at Purdue, Not Purdue, Penn State transferred
We get all that.
out to Kentucky. We get all that.
And they ain't even no, listen. Didn't they lose the that's beside the point. This is a great chance for Hendon Hooker to go grab that second spot behind CJ. And it's disrespectful that Will's ahead of Bryce too. Like what?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, with Bryce, they talk about his size, right? He's only 5'11", 5'10", 190 pounds.
I'll take him over Kyler. Bryce can throw better than Kyler. Bryce is serious than Kyler. And Bryce bigger than Kyler. Maybe not right now.
No.
You put a frame on him in 2 years.
I think Kyler's always been stocky, though. He's a small dude, but he was stocky.
I mean, height.
Yeah. Height? Oh, definitely height-wise.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Man, so I think, 1 versus 2 matchup can't get much better than that. That will be almost as exciting as our game.
Yeah. All right. The former ball coach at Notre Dame welcomes in the aforementioned, as you mentioned, your analysis of Georgia and Tennessee, the aforementioned Alabama Crimson Tide. Nick Saban, they're the forgotten team, in my opinion. Like, people just think like, oh, Tennessee beat them. We don't have to think about them anymore. They go down to Death Valley at night. First weekend in November every year, these two teams square off. How do you see it playing out? I already know who you're picking to win the game, but how close do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. I think it'll be kind of close. I don't know. This weekend is just it's a heavy weekend. Heavy weekend.
It's Notre Dame fans might not want to admit it. I know I'll be flipping back and forth.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Notre Dame.
I don't know if they did this on purpose for whatever reason, but this is how you start the second half of the season. I mean, a lot of teams' trajectories can be based off of this weekend.
Yeah.
We lose in embarrassing fashion, we can tank because we definitely ain't beating that C. We definitely ain't beating, some of the other teams on the schedule. We get blown out, which I don't think will happen. But if we whoop up on Clemson, what's their trajectory? Where are they headed after that? They dropped out of the top 10. So I think Tennessee, they beat Georgia. I got them winning the championship.
No, I'm not even tripping on you saying that at all. I'm not tripping on you saying that.
I would feel like giving the championship right there because, that's the toughest road I think any team would have had to go through to win a championship if they beat Alabama and Georgia in the regular season and then got to play them again in the SEC championship and then got to play one of them again for the championship. That's hard. That's the hardest thing you do. You might play Saban 3 times.
Yeah.
Or you might play Georgia 3 times. Or no. It would either play because Alabama's on the same side as Tennessee, or
I would say
Georgia 3 times.
LSU, in my opinion, had a charmed season in 19. I was 19, right?
Yeah, but they didn't play the teams that Tennessee would have to play getting there.
Well, you see, Tua got hurt against them. No, it was the week after LSU beat them at Bama. Then Tua got hurt in the next game. And then after that, if it wasn't a rematch with Alabama, that LSU wasn't going to lose that year.
Right.
They just weren't going to lose to anyone.
Yeah, the hardest thing about Tennessee, they're going to have to see one of them teams again.
I would be very interested in Tennessee versus Ohio State. I would.
Oh, yeah.
I would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
One of them going to have to see Ohio State. So you
a
rematch with Georgia, Alabama in the championship, in the playoffs, or in the SEC championship.
Yeah.
And then you didn't even mention Ohio State thrown in there. You're going to see them in the playoffs if they don't get put in the other team.
Yeah.
So Tennessee win a championship.
Yeah.
Whoa, that'd be the greatest championship of all time. You beat
Well, more
Nick
than
Saban,
likely.
Kirby Smart, Ryan Day,
Yeah.
in multiple games after beating a Brian Kelly LSU teams that's solid and you know the SEC gauntlet that you get already. And
Yeah.
I mean that would be better than when T. Martin won it.
And the thing about it is the rematch Tennessee against Alabama is more than likely what we see in the SEC championship game.
It's gonna happen.
Right. And
that's the SEC championship, not the playoffs.
The championship.
Not the playoffs.
Yeah. And depending on how this game plays out in Athens, if it's a close game, Georgia still might back in.
Yeah.
With one loss.
Yeah. And
you know
Georgia might be in there again waiting on you after Alabama in the championship.
Right. And then Georgia would end up being something like the 4 seed, which is crazy.
And probably play Ohio State.
and play Tennessee. Tennessee would stay 1. Georgia would be the 4 seed.
Yep.
And then be a rematch. And then
after
Ohio
Bama,
would be 2.
And then they play Ohio State for the thing. That'd be the craziest.
No, this would be
the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
You would have to draft him first, give him any amount of money, because that would be how?
Yeah.
That would be greater than the Alabama trio and Mac, Jalen. That'd be more worth than all 8 championships.
Yeah.
Better than Deshaun's 2 back-to-back seasons. Because you have to do all of this in one season.
Yeah. Man, we had some fans with some post-show comments that were upset with the fact that we, were giving Hendon Hooker, showing him some love, and they, wanted to say to you when you were breaking it down that if Drew Pine was 25, he would be, a first-round pick and up for the Heisman too.
If he was 25, listen.
I'm just the messenger, bro.
Who was it? I saw it this morning. Is it one of the quarterbacks is like 29 and is a junior out here in college football? So Drew Pine can be 30. First of all, you don't get better when you get older. If Drew Pine was any older now, his athleticism would be worse. So what are you asking for? The best Drew Pine is the youngest Drew Pine. So let's not think age is going to make a difference.
I'm telling you, man, the chat during the show is one thing, but the post-game comments are always the best. Like, I love reading them no matter what direction they go in. And that was the one that stood out to me yesterday. Like, you guys are being too tough. If Drew Pine was 25, he would be a first-round pick. I'm like, no.
Drew Pine wouldn't be the first-round pick in the XFL.
No, and no one was throwing shade by throwing love at Hendon Hooker. We're not throwing shade at Drew Pine. We don't have to use somebody else to get.
Nobody talking about Buckner, man. Y'all forgot about poor old Buckner, man. I just tossed him to the side, man. I don't even
To me, they'll make it seem like a quarterback competition, and this is without knowing who they get in the transfer portal. Yeah, that's without knowing. But if they just both come back, Tyler Buckner will win the job. This is my opinion. I don't know anything for sure, but I'm just telling you, Tyler Buckner will win the quarterback. If it's a battle, if it's just a pure battle on who can run the offense and add more to the offense, Tyler Buckner will win the job in a head-up battle. Same way he did this year, he will win it next year.
Yeah.
So you got Bama over LSU. I just think, look, the emergence of Harold Perkins and the LSU pass rush has been the difference lately. They didn't have it against Tennessee. It showed up mightily against Ole Miss and Jackson Dart, who got off to a fast start. Tennessee got off to a fast start at LSU. Alabama, in my opinion, will get off to a fast start at LSU. They're going to try to pressure Bryce Young, and they might be successful. The difference will be the two running backs for Alabama and the fact that LSU does not have a running game. If you don't have a running game and you think you're just about to line up Daniels and just let him like avoid Dallas Turner and Will Anderson, that's not, and you don't, in my opinion,
He ain't Mike Vick.
No. Dude, Jahmyr Gibbs and McClellan, they're the difference in this game. They're the difference in this game. The running backs, whether it's in the rush attack or catching the ball out of the backfield, they'll be the difference. That cat Jahmyr Gibbs is something else, bro. That little son of a gun.
Him and the Ole Miss guy.
I haven't seen who, Zach Evans?
No. Judikins.
Yeah.
He's nice too.
Yeah. But I haven't seen feet like Jahmyr Gibbs maybe since Barry, bro.
That's more Michael, the Oregon running back, Michael Thomas.
I don't even think you're doing Jahmyr Gibbs justice by mentioning him with it.
Wait a minute. He was
no.
Yeah, Michael Thomas was nice at Oregon.
You talking about Jermichael?
Jermichael, yeah.
No, you need to go watch, bro. I'm telling you, this dude he's different. Jermichael Thomas was not an inside runner, bro. This dude was inside, outside, passing, everything. Now, Thomas was a beast, no doubt. No doubt. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. He was a beast. Can we talk a little recruiting?
Let's talk.
2023 class. And I asked someone this yesterday. I said, Notre Dame has a top 5 class, and the fan base sounds pessimistic about the class. That's the craziest thing, right? People are like, oh, man. Like, dude, you have a top 5 class. Like, perk up. But can you imagine what this class was supposed to be and what could have been if they just had held on to Keon and Dante? That's all.
What it could have been.
See, this is. I didn't say he was Sanders. This is what listening is a skill. I said I haven't seen feet like his since Barry Sanders. That's what I said. Just to be, I want to bring clarity because then people go to other platforms and say we said this. No, I didn't say he was Barry Sanders. I said I haven't seen feet like his
since Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders.
That's right.
That's all I was saying. One aspect, feet. That's it. But no. The 2023 quarterback is the biggest hole in the recruiting class, right?
Yeah.
And there has been one quarterback in the class that has kind of emerged as a possibility. He is committed to a school that actually houses in their quarterback room a former Notre Dame 4-star quarterback who is now injured. And I would like to give you a moment to break down his film right here for the culture and for the ND fan base. His name is Jacoby Robinson, bro.
Jacoby Robinson.
Yeah, one thing I can tell you about this kid, he's 6'3", 225. That's not 5'9" from Connecticut, bro.
No, that's a man out there.
Yeah, here we go. Tell me what you see. BC commit.
That looks pretty freaking good already. Oh. That like a big dude.
6'3", 225. That's
he like somebody dad out there playing. Like literally, he looked like a grown dad running to practice. I mean, other than him just looking like a problem to deal with, this is what you mean and what you need by, man, just let him do his thing, man. He gonna figure it out. You can instead of spending 10 hours trying to find some plays, you can spend 2, feel good about a handful, and be like, shoot, he gonna make this happen. We call it 3 times in a row. You'll get 3 different results, all positive. I like that he's taking chances. He's got a strong arm. He can move for being as big as he is. I would obviously try to, work on his technique and continue to do that. But
he's a little raw.
He's definitely very raw. But in terms of just, you can't do nothing about some of this stuff.
Little touch there.
Little touch. I mean, listen, this is what you develop. And
That's on back foot. Okay.
This is what you develop and take a chance on. Not a 5'9" guy from Connecticut. This is a guy who's like, okay, we do a couple things there, this and that. We can get some production out of it to where we can be a threat. This is like getting a Jalen Milrose.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, he's not Bryce, but with a year and we call the right stuff, and with the team that we already recruit, we can still be very, very dangerous.
Right. This is what you want. This is
another
diverse quarterback you want in your quarterback room. Give me this type.
This will make the room look a little more competitive.
Yeah.
The room now looks like a office at Kinko's. You just a bunch of guys hanging out. Everybody cleans the toilets. Everybody, does the work. We just kind of a bunch of friends. This make it think so. Him being in the room, it's like, okay, somebody might come out here with a black eye because we all trying to grab something competitive. We all trying to go after it. I know Tyler Buckner wouldn't be just chilling and acting like everything's cool. He gonna be looking over his shoulder like, what because this kid can do what Tyler Buckner can do and more probably. Tyler Buckner's not threatened by Drew Pine just taking over the rest of the season like it's nothing. He's like, I can run faster than Drew Pine.
Oh, man, he's big with a little wiggle, too.
And he's going to fall forward. So in worst case scenario, you don't have the perfect play. You know that it's going to be hard to bring him down.
That's Jacoby Robinson, 6'3", 225, Boston College commit. I'm not sure if he's going to be here this weekend or one of the upcoming games that's left on the schedule at home. But he's a possibility. He's a possibility. They had me at 6'3", 225, but hey, 60. I heard that, saw that. I was like, okay.
That's the guy we need to be.
That's the type of kid, that's the type of talent set you need to beat Clemson, Alabama, Georgia. You have to be able to affect different parts of the game from the pocket, outside the pocket. You just have to. It's tough going into this matchup. Notre Dame can win tomorrow, but it's tough going in with a guy that has to affect.
We're handicapping ourselves
strictly from the pocket. Yeah, it's
handicap.
But that goes back to Marcus Freeman saying we're the team we need to be today, but we're not the team that we're going to be. You have to feel great about that. Lucky Left podcast. It's For the Culture Friday. For the Culture Friday. So you know what that means? The link is in the chat. There you go. If you want to jump on right now, talk about the game, anything else in college football, the link is right there. We'll bring you on, give you an opportunity to give your prediction for the game and see what you have to say. All right. This is where we get to it. Left. What's your score, man?
38-35, we go home with the victory. 38.
How many points?
38-35.
38-35. Woof. I got it 27-20. 27-20. Couple of turnovers. Yeah, a couple of turnovers. I hope they pull and put in Cade Klubnik, however you want to pronounce it.
Yep.
And they get a stop late in the fourth quarter to seal the win. Seal the victory. 27-20. I see someone, Brandon Hillman is not coming to Notre Dame to play quarterback.
No,
he's an athlete, man. He's been told that, though.
Oh, okay.
He's been told that, and he knows.
You're hitting with the old okey doke, huh?
Yeah, you're coming to either play wide receiver, or I think they're going to put him in the defensive backfield. That's where I think they're going to put him, because from the film that I've watched, that's where he's the most explosive. That's where he's the most natural. You know, it is what it is. All right.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Let's go to John A1, who's joining us right now for the Culture Friday. John, how you feeling today?
Feeling great, fellas. Feeling great. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure here, bro. Pleasure here. What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about?
We were doing score predictions, so I got Notre Dame 24-20. So I think
go ahead.
Yeah, I was hoping, Malik touched on Foskey being a key earlier. I agree. But the thing is Foskey is woken up. I don't think Clemson's going to ignore that. So it's got to be the other three defensive linemen. You got one-on-ones. Riley Mills, Adam Iola's gotta get the pressure on the QB, no matter who it is, all game.
Yeah.
And then Drew got to get his confidence back. Like he had a rough few games, but I'm thinking about, so last year Drew Pine against Cincinnati, who's better than any defense we played so far this year, was the only QB who got touchdown drives. They're down 17-0. Drew Pine gets that game to 14-17 quick, and then the defense gave it up on a long pass. Wisconsin, Drew Pine comes in. Now Tyree got him going, but Drew Pine also leads 2 scoring drives against that defense. That defense better than any defense Notre Dame played so far. So Drew Pine can play. He ain't a superstar, but he gotta play well enough for the offense to function against a good defense, just to function. Right. So I hope we get that Drew Pine, and then the defense and special teams make some plays and really crunch down on Clemson the way the defense did at points this season, really play a full game and put Clemson down in a bind, and then make them have to try to come back with their offense struggling.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that, and then, at the end of the game, you're up 24-20, Clemson got the ball and can't get in the end zone.
Hey, I like that script. It can play out just like that. John, we appreciate you. Have a good weekend, bro, and enjoy the game.
You too. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Let's go to Tyler. I think it's Tyler Reese. What's up, Tyler?
Yes, sir. What's up, Shaun? I watch you on IB. I appreciate your commentary.
Oh, man.
Malik, man, watching you for a while. I even followed you when you went to, I think, UCF.
Florida.
Man, appreciate what y'all doing.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Prediction-wise, brother?
Yeah.
We got to score over 30 points.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We got to score over 30 points. What the young man said that was on before me about Drew Pine can play, there's a difference between being a backup quarterback and then having to take control of an entire offense as a starter. There's plain and simple, there's just a difference. And you've seen that regression because the amount of pressure, I believe, that Drew is under, being a Notre Dame quarterback. Only you, Malik, can really speak to that. But you got to score over 30. you got to score over 30. I got 34-28 us.
Okay.
34-28 us.
I like that. I don't care what the score is. I don't care if it's 9-6, bro. Just get the
Get the
He gonna
W.
ice it.
I don't care if all the quarterbacks get injured and both teams are running Wildcat for like 3 quarters. I don't do. Just get the W, man.
Hell
Just get
yeah.
the W. Absolutely. Hey, Tyler, man, look like you just had a good workout, my brother.
Yeah, man. No, actually, I just got done shaving. So
Okay.
you got to keep it clean when you ain't got no
Gotta
hair.
keep
You
it
feel me?
clean.
That's right. Hey,
Gotta
that's
keep it
right.
clean, bro.
Well, enjoy the weekend, enjoy the game, man, and always keep spinning it different, bro.
Of course. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Get you, brother.
Hey, our boy, brother from another mother. We'll see. How you feeling, bro?
Good.
You looking good, bro.
Got
Hey,
my
looking
Bojangles
good, man.
biscuit. Got my
what's
eggs.
up?
It's cooking out here. We out
Stay
here in
with
the
me.
city
Oh,
boys.
that's a beautiful view. Beautiful.
It is beautiful. I be eating out here every morning. We gonna get this dub. That's all I know. I ain't got much to say, but we gonna win.
That's
Yeah.
it.
It's one of those not
That's
much
all
to
I gotta
say.
say.
We just gonna do it. Not much to say. We just gonna do it.
That's all I gotta say. Hey, shout out LL Nation.
Hey,
Yeah,
Will,
shout
we're,
out.
hey, we're with you, bro. We're riding with you, and we're proud of you, bro.
Yeah, I'm on this sober kick, man. It's been over a month.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Congratulations, man. Yeah, keep
We're
going.
here for you. We got your back, and keep going, bro.
And
All
keep
love.
looking up that food, man. That food looking good.
Now, wait a minute. Where does the Bojangles biscuit rank in biscuit?
Ooh,
ranking?
it's top 5. You got Biscuitville down here too. The biscuits go different. Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah.
you gotta hit a Biscuitville, Bojangles, Cookout, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
Oh, you know the spots.
Yeah, I got y'all if you come out here.
I'm
All
out
right.
there. I'm out there.
No
Hell
doubt.
yeah.
We appreciate you, man. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the game.
Y'all
Spend it
too.
different. Yes,
Yep.
sir. That's Will C, man.
We'll see
That
how
is
y'all.
look, that's our guy. So you got our predictions, man. Look, Tyler had a good point. It might take 30 points.
Telling
It
you.
might just take 30 points.
I'm saying 38. It took 45 the first time. That was with Ian.
And they look. You think the 20 defense is as good as this defense?
It's the 20 defense. I think this defense has beat having Ohio State how we had them.
I think it's a better secondary. I think he's seeing a much better secondary than he saw in 20.
Yeah. Yeah. Much more confident secondary, at least. So it's going to be interesting for him and how he handles it for sure. I think we have a really good chance of getting in his face and making things happen for sure.
Lucky Lefty podcast. So both of us have Notre Dame squeaking out with a victory on Saturday night. Yes, I'm sorry. It's just going to be one of those games that probably pulls on your heartstrings the entire time. That's just the way it is. It's going to pull on your heartstrings. It's going to be, there will be ups, there will be downs. Shout out to Ronnie Stanley, who put out a video. I think he's going to be in town. I know T. Coney is coming into town.
Max will be coming back.
Max is coming back. Shout out to T. Coney for his book release. I think is it on Amazon?
Yep, it's on Amazon. Go
Yeah,
get that.
book
Go get
release.
that. Take Connie book. How to break through to success.
Yeah,
Make sure you get that.
yeah, and it's a lot. I think Jalen. I think Jalen is doing the broadcast. If I'm not, no, Julian Love is actually doing the NBC broadcast, and I think Jalen is going to be back in town as well. So it's going to be good to see him back, and a host of others. Like Wes Pritchett said, he's coming to town. He told us that when he came on with us. Both his sons are coming in for visits. Brian Young will be there with his son. Tim Brown is going to be there. Rock is going to be there. Reggie Brooks. It's going to be electric, bro. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So I hope it comes through and you feel it in your living room or wherever you choose to watch the game. We appreciate you guys. The climb to 3,000 is real, and it's because of you, LL Nation. Each and every day you inspire us to get up, talk Notre Dame football, college football, and spin it a little different. You know what time it is.
Petticoat. Petticoat. Petticoat Junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty history? Petty Junction.
Petty Junction, pettiest story of the day brought to you by Onora Whiskey at NoraWhiskey.com, the premium American whiskey at NoraWhiskey.com. Look here, man. I'm gonna put Drake on the petty train. Look, the double entendre that he threw. I got the joke, but it's like, all right.
So explain the joke for the people. Because
a lot of people thought he was making light of or cracking a joke about Meg Thee Stallion getting shot. I didn't take it that way.
How did you take it? I took it as. Go ahead.
I knew what he was saying. I'll just leave it at that. I didn't take it as like him directly laughing at the fact that she got shot. But that's for me, that's hip hop. See,
I'm trying to get it. He was like, she lied about getting shot, but she's still a stallion. She don't get the joke. Well, she's still laughing or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, how did you?
I thought he was talking about shots you take, to enhance your look.
Got it.
I took it.
Got it. That's funny.
Not about that.
That's right.
Came out. She was like, "I'm all natural." Da 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 da. You still a stallion? Like
you still.
Right.
Wow. See. Drake, that's why Drake is the GOAT.
Yeah.
And she is the horse.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, this entire situation, everybody involved with this situation with Kyrie.
Oh, yeah, this is ridiculous.
The way it's been handled, the way it's been allowed to just be out of control.
Yeah, I mean, what y'all want the man to do?
And no, I'm gonna keep it funky. I'm the type of person, either you do or you don't. And if they put you out there to apologize, and that's the conversation, the agreement, then apologize. Keep it short and apologize. I don't know why they felt like, dude, Kyrie has been defiant his whole life.
His whole life.
He just showed you how defiant he was with the vaccine last year. What made you think?
But this is even crazier, though.
Putting him in front of a camera was going to make him say the few words you wanted him to say. Like,
he wasn't going to say it. Yeah, he definitely wasn't going to say it.
He's not saying it. And when are people going to pick up a clue? Like, stop.
But this is worse than the pandemic. Because you really lose everything with what he said or what he tweeted. He lost more than the COVID pandemic than what he's losing now. So which one is worse? Talking about them people or the COVID plan?
Hey,
I don't know what's worse at this point.
He's been defiant, but being defiant when you got a family, a wife, and a kid, that's a totally different thing, my brother.
But they doing without pay. They was getting paid when you was off of COVID.
$250,000 a game, my brother.
For what? Yeah, this is worse than COVID. This man.
So
you can't talk about them people. Worse than COVID.
I'm not here to argue any sides in this thing. I just think
no pay though.
There are a lot of
police get paid for doing crazy stuff on paid leave.
I agree. There are a lot of people involved with this thing that just didn't fully think things out.
No pay. I know a lot of people do a lot of crazy things and get paid leave. Man, damn. No, but you know what? Perfect opportunity for our brother Malcolm X, LeBron James, to take his back and sit out just like him.
Now you know darn well LeBron is not LeBron.
Oh,
He's
he
great.
won't take his brothers back that he won a championship with?
No, it's not happening.
Surely LeBron is going to come out in a nice tweet,
No.
defend his brother Kyrie,
No,
take a stance with him,
no,
sit out some games too without
Nope.
pay
nope,
because of this injustice.
nope. You know it's
Face of
not
the
happening.
league. LeBron James.
Nope,
Go get his brothers back.
nope. Ain't no brother of mine. That's exactly what he's gonna tell you. Ain't no brother of mine.
LeBron. LeBron ain't gonna pick up the phone. Yeah, don't be calling me, man.
Yo, it's yeah, man.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Ooh-wee. Twitter's on fire. So before we go, I'm gonna let you go ahead and give your first impressions of her loss, collab effort from 21 Savage and Drake. You've already called it a classic. Go ahead. Go ahead. I can, dude. Come on, man.
I just want to know what you gonna say to Reed. Look, it took
No album is a classic on the first day, dude.
It took a Canadian and a British rapper to step up to the plate. Is that what we've come to in the rap game? Foreigners just taking over all day.
Heck, they
Even had a foreigner on the cover.
I mean, look at the cast of Forever Wakanda. It's pretty much foreigners, bro. I mean, it is what it is in the heart right now. It is what it is.
Oh goodness, but it was a good album. You know, I'll be playing it more than a week. I think I
can rock with that. I can rock with that. But that whole label classic, I mean that classic label, we gotta relax. We gotta relax. We gotta relax, man. Like,
okay,
cats hear stuff, and then it's like, oh, it's a classic, and then he moved on to the next album just 2 weeks later. Like, relax. You know what I'm going to listen to, bro? Because I told you that I'm going to be more involved in the Christmas spirit this holiday season. I told you that yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and give this Alicia Keys Christmas album a listen, bro. You know, Alicia Keys put out a Christmas album today. I'm going to check it out. Some nice features on there, bro. I'm going to check it out and see what she's doing with the festive vibes this year. I'm going to give it a good listen.
You know that Alicia Keys, man, she can print out some classics, and Mariah Carey, of course. I'm gonna start hearing that song.
Oh, you're already hearing it, bro.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's more current than the holidays, man.
Lucky Lefty podcast, man. You know what it is? It's Clemson week. Yo, man, this is where, you know how you get excited? Every time we do a show on Friday, this is when the anxiety starts to build up because I'm ready for the game like right now. Like kickoff right now. And now we have to wait for that darn 6:30 start. It's going to be the worst. But at least you get to have your wing stop tomorrow, bro.
Man, thank goodness.
Oh! So they took the honey. Do you guys still have the honey hot on the menu out there? They took it off the menu out there too? Wingstop.
But they were too sweet, though. They were too sweet, though.
No, we got to call Rick Ross and throw a flag. Big fan. They lost me with that one. Lucky Lefty podcast. See you guys. Are we going to go live tomorrow? Because it might be a little late.
Yeah, we might just have to rest on our, depending on how it is. Might have to rest on it.
If it's a win, we'll probably go live.
Right.
If it's a loss, it depends on how we feel. We'll let you know tomorrow. We'll follow Lucky Lefty Pod on Twitter. We'll let you know whether or not we're going live. Other than that, enjoy your Friday, man. Good weather here in the Chi, unseasonably wonderful and perfect, but I'll take it. Lucky Lefty Podcast. We spend it different. See you guys.